we've made it to the end of the week. Lesson 20, Year 2 Phonics. My name's Louise. Weekly review, let's get into it. I'm going to hand you over to Zana, who is going to do your grapheme deck.
Let's go through our grapheme deck last time this week. There's a few different ones in here. Keep your eye out for the ones we've done already. This one makes 3 sounds. Ch, k, and sh. This one. We did this earlier on this term. TCH making ch. And in this spelling, it goes at the end of a short word after a short vowel. Or, as in sauce. One of our vowel R combinations, This one's too. This is our first choice for spelling. K. This sound k comes at the end of a short word after a short vowel. A, middle of words. Or, an alternative spelling for or, one of the others to remember. This one is or as in pour. Ow, ow as in house. Oi, end of words. I, like light. You had that word with I in it. I wonder if you got the spelling right. Or, are, and or, our last vowel R combination that we've been learning. Hope you do really well in your review today. I think, what is it? Sub and, what was your sound? Air. Sub and air. See how you go.
Our learning intention today, we are going to review the grapheme AIR, air, and also prefix sub, meaning action please, below or under. Terrific. First things first, we need to start with that dictation. So, do you remember last week, I will say the dictation through once, then I will repeat it. If you would like to pause the camera and write your dictation without any prompts, please do that. If you would like me to scoop the phrases for you and give you prompts, keep the video going along with me. So, here we go in our dictation. Listen first. The fairy with the golden hair had a flair for the subject of Les. Excellent. Now, have your paper and your pencil ready in front of you now. I will say the dictation again. The fairy with the golden hair had a flair for the subject of Les. Pause. If you would like me to give you prompts as you write, please join in now. Pencil, paper ready? First phrase. The fairy, please write. With the golden hair. Are you remembering to pause me so that you've got time to write? Had a flair for the subject of Les. Okay, I will read through the dictation again. Please place your finger underneath your writing to make sure you have all of the words. This is now your chance to add anything in if you've missed something. So, point along on your work, please. The fairy with the golden hair had a flair for the subject of Les. Now, have you remembered your punctuation? That's really important too. Take this time while I'm placing it up on the chart to see if you would like to change anything. Now let's correct our work or check our work. Read along with me first. The fairy with golden hair had a flare for the subject of layers. I think I added the word the in there when I said it. So I'll add it in the top too. I missed a word. Check the teacher. You've always got to be on top of me, don't you? You never know when I'm going to need you to help me to correct. Okay, the fairy. Did you have the E spelling? It's the E phoneme we hear, but we know we need that Y spelling. Air phoneme. With the, that was mine. Golden. So we have golden. 2 syllables there. Hair, H-A-I-R. Had a flare, A-I-R spelling, for the subject, multi-syllable word again, so subject. It was also our prefix, sub, below or under. And what was she quite knowledgeable about? The subject of layers, A-I-R. What did a lair mean? Vocab word. It's a place where an animal, usually a terrifying one, lives. Okay, pause the video if you need to. Check your work. You can always write your work again. Do you remember back when I did that picture of the cylinder and it was terrible, the first one? What did I do? I actually took the time to write it out again and draw it again to improve on it. So if you would like to now pause and rewrite, do so now. It's time for our passage reading now. Today, our narrative text contains the word subterranean. Do you remember what that means? Sub, below. Yep, below the surface of the ground. Also, our text today, just to get that creative imagery starting, is about fairies and goblins. What do you know about fairies and goblins? Create a mental image of a fairy and a goblin in your mind before we start reading. Okay, as always, we read the passage a few times. First read, I'll read to you, you listen. Listen out for that air phoneme with the A-I-R spelling. Let's go. Claire, the hungry fairy, crept down the stairs into the goblin's lair. The subterranean hideout was the darkest place she had ever been in before. Her airways were filling with the smell of dairy. She was hungry and had a flair for finding food. Claire was fairly certain that she had seen the hairy goblin fly into the air, meaning she would be safe to unlatch the fridge and nibble on the cheese. After her snack, Claire began to rock on a chair. The goblin had a feeling of despair, thinking Claire might be in his lair. He disrupted the fairy when he flew back from the fun fair after riding the airship. She got sprung. Let's come back to this little part here. After her snack, Claire began to rock on a chair. How do you think Claire was feeling? What do you think she was feeling? Now, Claire obviously has been very sneaky. She has come into someone's lair uninvited and snacked on the cheese. I do like cheese myself, but I don't think I would go uninvited into someone's lair. She's feeling quite satisfied with herself here. She's leaning back and rocking on a chair. She's got not a worry in the world. But what happens? The goblin comes back and he disrupts the fairy. So she did get caught in the end. Okay, coming back now, I will scoop the phrases This is the echo reading. You repeat after me with expression in your voice, no flat talking. Expression. Let's go. Ready for echo? Claire the hungry fairy crept down the stairs into the goblin's lair. Can I hear you? Expression, make sure that I'm not getting bored. I want you to keep me engaged. Echo. The subterranean hideout was the darkest place she had ever been in before. Her airways were filling with the smell of dairy. Repeating. She was hungry and had a flair for finding food. Okay, put that expression in, let's go. Claire was fairly certain that she had seen the hairy goblin fly into the air, meaning she would be safe to unlatch the fridge and nibble on the cheese. After her snack, Claire began to rock on a chair. The goblin had a feeling of despair, thinking Claire might be in his lair. He disrupted the fairy when he flew back from the fun fair after riding the airship. Good echo reading. Now remember to pause me now and read through this on your own a couple of times, always more than once. Pause me now and read. How did you go with your reading? Now remember, when we're reading, if we make a mistake, we can always just repeat that phrase or sentence and keep going. When I was listening to the echo part back, I thought, oh, I said subterranean. No, I didn't say subterranean. I said a different word. But now when I come back and read it, the subterranean hideout, I can fix it up. You might need to do the same thing with your reading. Have another go if you need to. We've come to the end of the week. Lesson 20, weekly review. What was our learning intention? We have our grapheme, A-I-R, air. And we use this to read and write and build lots of words. We also had our prefix sub. Show me the action. Sub means under or below. Excellent. Time to wrap up with our independent activity. So, our independent activity. On your screen now, you will see 3 different reading passages. Your independent activity is to choose one of the reading passages, read it 3 times, building up your fluency and adding in that expression. Well done. Lesson 20, all finished. See you next time.